Misinformation is being called out, so now election deniers are rallying in front of the Colorado State Capitol.
Some familiar faces were there today, like Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters, who was released from jail last month. Also, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, who actually, while he was there, was served court documents. And we also sent Denver 7 political reporter Meghan Lopez to the Capitol.
Meghan, they are still questioning these certified elections.
Yeah, that's right, Jacqueline and Shannon. Tina Peters and Mike Lindell, and really many of the speakers that we heard from today, repeated some of those same claims about election fraud that we've heard for more than a year and a half at this point, that have been debunked by both election officials across the country as well as multiple audits. Nevertheless, they brought that same message to the steps of the state capitol today ahead of the midterm elections.
Perhaps the windy weather was a warning. The calm before a storm of people gathered on the steps of the Colorado State Capitol for an election truth rally. About 200 people wearing shirts and hats, holding signs and waiting for the event's headliners to take the stage. Before they did, though,
is everyone ready to fight for election integrity?
Several Republican state lawmakers spoke to the crowd. One by one, Representatives Dave Williams, Mark Baisley, Ron Hanks, and Richard Holtorf took to the podium to speak about their distrust in the very system that got them elected.
About whether there is election integrity.
Representative Dan Woog, meanwhile, didn't speak but stood in the crowd while a few Democratic lawmakers watched the rally briefly from the balcony of the Capitol. Senate President Steve Finberg also briefly stopped by the event. He's running the election security bill that's in direct response to Tina Peters. Lindell,
I'm here because your elections were corrupt,
has been leading the charge behind the debunked election fraud claims ever since 2020. He spoke at length with reporters, getting abrasive at times over the questions he was being asked.
Another stupid question by a stupid journalist.
At one point, a man started trying to chant over Lindell, and rallygoers surrounded him, but police were able to intervene.
That we caught them in their dirty deeds.
During her speech, Tina Peters talked about the elections in her county and once again falsely claimed there were irregularities. She's facing 7 felony charges and 3 misdemeanor counts in relation to her alleged tampering with the election equipment last year. The Colorado GOP publicly called for her to suspend her campaign for Secretary of State, but so far she's refused.
Tina Peters doesn't know the meaning of the word honor.
Down the hill, a handful of counter-protesters held signs for passing cars.
I think we've heard this all before, and all of it's been debunked and disproven.
Both sides now focusing on the upcoming midterm elections. Both sides saying the future of democracy is at stake. So maybe that windy weather is in fact a warning sign of the turbulent election ahead.
So we reached out to the Colorado GOP today, as well as the House and Senate Republicans, to ask them to comment on this, because there were some members of the Republican Party that you saw that were here today, but all of them refused. Lindell, as you saw and as you heard, was allegedly saying at the event today that he was served a lawsuit. We saw a man hand him a manila envelope full of documents. Not quite sure if that's the lawsuit that he was served. Lindell also claimed to reporters today that he's donated about $800,000 to Tina Peters' defense fund. However, Colorado's law says that elected officials can't accept any more than $65 from anybody that's not a family member or a friend. So we'll have to see how those claims play out and whether they're true and whether anything actually comes of that. For now, I'm live from the Colorado State Capitol. Meghan Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Meghan. Now, a bill making its way through the state legislature is focused on adding more security around Colorado elections. The Colorado Election Security Act was introduced by Democrats last month. It would increase security measures by requiring key card access to voting equipment rooms and implementing year-round surveillance. It would also require more training and certifications for election officials. And finally, it would tighten rules around the election officials themselves, saying they cannot serve if they've been convicted of an election crime and can't spread misinformation about elections.